How you guys doing? Alright, we're here on Cobus Precious Metals, and I haven't made any videos about silver stacking or my opinion on the price of metals or anything for a while. Plus, I really haven't bought anything. Now, I am not giving you financial advice, and I am not an analyst by far, but just my opinion on how things have been going this past year, couple of years, which we've seen historic levels for gold, and it's a pretty active time if you're stacking or trading in precious metals. And we've seen silver go up quite a bit here. And historically, it's like when people explain, back in the late 70s, the Hunt brothers were trying to corner the market. That was before the age of computers. On paper, you could pull some things and there's a time delay, and you can kind of get away with stuff back then that you can't do now. Everything's basically instant when you transfer funds and that on a computer. And they got caught. And they drove the price up to $50 an ounce because there was a government looking to back their money in silver. So the Hunt brothers were trying to drive it up and try to swing a deal, and that fell through. Okay, because they were basically borrowing the money to do this, and they ended up getting called out on it, and then the prices dramatically dropped when this whole deal fell through. I guess I was out of the game, but sometime in the 2000s there was another spike where it went up to 40, close to $50, but it was a sharp and then down. I was just watching its increase. Now this latest increase has been gradual, and I think it's a bit more steady, okay? But we've seen silver, I believe, just about went to 40. It was 43, almost $44. Might have peaked around 44. And I kind of, like I said, the reason I haven't been making videos or anything is I stopped purchasing this stuff quite a few months ago. When it started going over 30, 32, I was buying a bunch of it, being a friend of mine, when it was in the 20s, the low 20s. So I kind of said, you always know there's going to be a pullback, okay? We don't live in a perfect world, okay? So I said, let me see where it goes. And of course, if you watch all the channels out there on YouTube, it will confuse the hell out of you. Some people are saying and predicting that it'll go to $100 an ounce, okay? And a lot of the banks did not predict it to go as high as it has here in August and September. So the move, I think, has more stable things behind it, so it's not going to be as volatile. But as of now, today, okay, I'll do a quick check here. I'm looking, gold was 3,700 and something. Right now the spot is 3,665, and silver is down to 41.45, where it was just about $43 a few days ago. Now, like I said, I'm not an analyst, but I believe today is the day they're going to announce that they're going to have a rate cut. Okay, I don't know what it is yet. It's too early in the morning. But generally, historically, whenever there's a rate cut, that means the economy's bad and silver should shoot up. We're doing the exact opposite. And I believe the problem we have nowadays on how we try to analyze and gauge what to do is difficult, because if you study the historic charts and everything, and people show you the trends and how it works, I don't believe the economy's being run the way it was back then. There's a lot of different factors out there that make this situation a lot different, okay? And that's what it is. And also, I believe there's a lot of data that is misleading. You know, like a lot of reports on unemployment and this and that, inflation, have kind of been not correct or exact. And also, I believe there's really some serious issues with the global economy coming up here in the very, very near future. I mean, like months. We're not even talking years from now. A lot of things are going on. We're in the middle of a recession, and if things get any worse, we're going to be in the middle of a depression, and that's going to be, you know, detrimental to all of us. You know, but if something like that happens, then metals could skyrocket. Will they go up to something like $100? I don't see that. It could spring up to 50, maybe go over the 50 mark a little, but to 60, not this year. I don't know. See, I don't know because I don't know how bad the economy is or what these people are going to do to it. A lot of people have been warning that silver's going to have a pullback. It's going to drop. Now, whatever they do, or you know, that I don't control that. I don't know what their plans are. I have no idea. Could it happen? Yeah. Could it go up? Yeah. But if silver goes up and the metals go up any higher, that means that the economy is really in bad shape. So I don't know. What I'm going to do personally is just sit back and see what happens. Okay. Because even if the economy collapses, okay, and money, you know, we do go into hyperinflation, you know, yeah, it's nice to be sitting on a little stack of silver, but again, it's difficult to turn this into usable funding or whatever. You know, the thought of, you know, society goes in the tank, well, I got this, somebody will always take this. That idea is, you know, because people, if things are real bad, people are going to need clean water, food, medicine, and fuel, and power. Okay, those are the things people are going to, electricity. Okay, and even though the metals are valuable and have a value, using them as a form of payment is not exactly as easy or readily accepted by most people in the general public. Okay, like for me to walk into the Veterans Post or a bar and set this on a bar and go, hey, you know, give me silver's at $42, and tell the owner, give me $40 worth of drinks, and you know, you can keep the bar, or give me some change. It ain't gonna happen. You know, so, but that's my thoughts on it. Right now I'm holding. I do think we're going to, well, we are seeing it drop. How far, I don't know. And will it kind of bounce back? We'll have to wait and see. You never know. Okay, I mean, now with central banks buying silver as an asset, and internationally with these wars and stuff going on, all right, wars cost money. You need to have tangible assets to back your country's functioning or participation in such hostilities, okay? We may see it shoot right back up again. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.